Yeah, hi, I'm Christoph. I'm the pitch doctor. As you just heard, I help startups and entrepreneurs pitch better. But that's not why I'm here today. Today I'm here because I have my own startup. And it's called Berlin, and we're in the startup home as a service business. Before I tell you what we do, I want to give you a little bit of a company history, though, because our startup was actually founded in 1237, so we've been around for a while. We were going strong, but then unfortunately we got a terrible CEO in 1933. And we got into a big shitstorm because of that. That was the official hashtag of the shitstorm. And we almost went bankrupt because of it in 1945. But thankfully, we got investors in that bailed us out. They got rid of the old CEO, and they gave us a new lease on life. But as it happens with investors, when you have multiple of them, these guys, they started fighting. They started fighting over the direction our company was going in. So for a while, we actually had to do two startups, two products, one for capitalists and one for communists, which is terrible because as a startup, you need nothing more than focus, right? So gladly, in 1989, the team that was in charge of the product for communists came over to us and said, let's change this, let's get back together, let's focus again. So what did we do when you want to change the direction of the company? We did a hackathon. At that hackathon, we decided that we were going to work on something new. We were going to do a management buyout, get rid of the investors, and start working on a new product. And the new product we started working on was focusing on startups. So that's what we're doing today, okay? We also got the new branding, new domain, and all that cool shit at that point. So let me tell you, what is it that we're doing? What's the problem that we're solving? Well, a lot of you are obviously the next Elon Musk, okay? You're amazing entrepreneurs that have great startup ideas that are totally going to change the world. You live the ramen lifestyle for a while, Shrimptober, it's a real thing, and you're building an amazing team for your startup. So things are going really well, but at some point, you have to find a place to put your foosball table. You need an office where your amazing team can get together and work on your vision. And for that, normally, when you're an entrepreneur in the startup world, what are you thinking? Where do you put your foosball table? What's the place we all want to go to? Normally, San Francisco, New York, LA, certainly in the US, right? Because the US is the biggest startup ecosystem in the world, with all the best companies there. You have the most amazing startup mentors over there. You have the best startup investors. So it's a great place to do a startup, basically. So why would you not go to the US? Is there any reason? Could there ever be any reason not to go to the US? Let me think about it. Is there any reason? I don't know. But hypothetically, if there was any reason not to go to the US, where in the world would you go with your startup? And I can tell you where you want to go. You want to go to Europe, or more specifically, the EU. Because the EU is the second biggest market in the world, so that's where you want to be based. Now, in the EU, there's actually a lot of competing products offering you this service. For example, there's the product Barcelona. Barcelona is a great city. Unfortunately, it's too sunny. You're not going to get shit done because you're going to go to the beach all the time. How about Paris? Paris is great, but Paris is too pretty. You're going to walk around the city enjoying it, going like, oh, this is so amazing. You're not going to work on your startup. How about Rome? Too yummy. You'll be eating all day instead of focusing on your work. How about Stockholm? Stockholm is a nice city. Unfortunately, Swedish people, too damn attractive. You're going to be chasing Swedish people instead of focusing on your startup. How about Milan? Well, in Milan, there's a ton of pressure to dress up and look amazing every day, because they do, okay? So I, as a founder, I know I don't even want to dress up before I go to the co-working space. I don't even want to shower in the morning. So this is not an option. How about Zurich? Zurich is a nice enough city, but unfortunately, they have good jobs there. So people don't have to work in your shitty little startup. They can work in a bank and make a lot of money. In fact, Burger King in Zurich can afford to pay their employees more than you can with your shitty little startup. So Zurich, not a good place to be. How about Munich? Munich is a great city, but unfortunately, it's very close to the Alps. So you'll be doing day trips and, again, not focusing on your startup. And don't even get me started on Amsterdam, okay? Because Amsterdam is a great city, but talking about distractions, okay? So not the place you want to be. But don't worry, because we have a better product that has none of these issues. It's called Berlin. Berlin, where too sunny is not a problem. Where too pretty is not a problem. Where too yummy Definitely is not a problem. Berlin also were too attractive, not really a problem. And Berlin were dressing up, certainly not a problem. Also in Berlin, we definitely don't have any good jobs, so you don't have to worry about that. In fact, our former mayor coined the phrase poor but sexy, and that's been the motto of the city ever since. When it comes to day trips, well, we surrounded Berlin by this. We call it Brandenburg, and there's no way you're doing day trips there. And when it comes to drugs, in Berlin, we don't do them, okay? They're not good for you, they're illegal, so we just don't do them. So what we have is we have one killer feature, and that's focus. In Berlin, you can really focus on your startup. But now I hear you saying, doesn't Berlin have like some of the best nightclubs in the world, like the famous Berghain, supposedly the best nightclub in the world? Wouldn't that be a distraction for me? Rest assured, don't worry, no distraction, because this is their bouncer. His name is Sven, and for you, it's always going to be 9. You're not getting in, so don't have to worry about that either. We're currently in beta. We know our product isn't perfect. I'm a big fan of transparency. We do have some bugs that we have to work on. For one, our front end is a little messy. If you look around the city, we have some work to do there. We also have this airport situation. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's some issues. Airport was supposed to open in 2007, then there was planning difficulties. Then it was supposed to be open in 2012, but then there was fire safety issues. So now it was supposed to open in 2018, but I think the toilet seats were the wrong color or something. So now we're opening it in 2020, okay? Well, maybe. So much for German efficiency. Another problem that we have, another bug that we have is, and you might be aware of this, Germans are grumpy. So we have a little grumpiness scale here, so you can see how grumpy Germans are, but the important part is here, Berliners, on average, are actually more grumpy than the average German. And scientifically proven, the grumpiest species on the planet is Berlin bus drivers, so you better stay away from those people. So we do have bugs, as I said, transparency, but we have our best people working on fixing those bugs, including our CTO. They're on it, okay? Also, you might say, isn't the product Berlin part of a bigger product package called Germany? And technically, you're correct, but Berlin is not really Germany, okay? That's our parent company, but it's not the same thing, okay? We're doing a pretty good job of keeping the feature creep out. One thing we do have to do, though, is we have to use their proprietary programming language, which is a little bit difficult because this is a word that's actually part of that programming language. And yeah, well, it's a little clunky, okay? So that's an issue. But otherwise, we do a good job of keeping their features out. So if you use our product Berlin, you don't have to use any of the weird features the product Germany has, like this. It's not happening here. This, not happening in Berlin. And this is also not happening in Berlin. So that's good, right? Now, what's the most important thing for a startup when they're pitching? It's traction. Do we have any traction? And I tell you, yes, we do. We have over 3,000 tech startups in Berlin. If you ask me if they're any good, I tell you they're fucking great. For example, we have a company called IM in Berlin. It's a picture platform for people that actually care about photography, where other similar platforms from the US just give you idiots doing duck face selfies. We also have a company called SoundCloud, which is a music platform where the best DJs in the world put their beats, where other similar platforms from the US just give you the beeps. And last but not least, we have a platform called RydeMyPony in Berlin. And that's just amazing because it's P2P location-based pony rental, so you can ride somebody's pony home from like the pub or work. And that's obviously way cooler than what the companies in the US do, like just giving you boring cars. And yes, full disclosure, I am the founder and CEO of RydeMyPony.com. What's also important, traction is great, but also user testimonials, okay? Do we have actual users? What are they thinking about our product? Our users love us. For example, this guy here, Ronald, he said they actually liked my speech there, so he was very happy with our product. Then we have this guy here, David, and he said they actually liked my music there, so he was very happy and a little surprised, apparently. And then we have this guy here, Donald, who really likes that wall feature we used to have, although we don't have that anymore. Okay, so people are happy with our product, but what's really the most important thing for any startup? It's the team, and our team kicks ass, okay? We have a team of amazing people, very experienced. good-looking people as well. But not just the core team. This is our core team, but we're actually 3.4 million in the company, so we have a lot of firepower. And we have a great advisory board that's helping us get where we need to go. So if you ever meet anyone that has to find a place for their startup, or if you're looking yourself, don't look further than Berlin. Berlin, no beaches, no good jobs, just focus. Thank you.